Hello everyone, this is Southern Belle Whisper. I hope you all are doing well this evening. Before I start this video, I just want to say all my love and prayers go out to anyone that was and is still being affected by the events of 9/11. My heart and prayers go out to all of you, every single one of you. But the reason I wanted to make this video tonight is because I wanted to talk about 9/11 a little bit and talk to you guys about the effects it had on me personally. And I know that everybody knows where they were and what they were doing when 9/11 happened. It is etched into every single brain as a core memory. It's just a day that you can never forget and always remember. So, let's go back a little bit. I told you guys I used to watch movies with my mom all the time, and most of them were set in New York City, especially the romantic ones. And so I grew up just totally in love with New York City. And as I got older and knew what bucket lists were, New York City went at the top of my list and is still the top of my list to visit New York City. So, on September 11th, 2001, the school that I attended was actually the school that my dad graduated from, but it had a mold problem. So we only went there 1 year, me and my classmates, in 4th grade. I was 10 and my classmates were 9, so I was a year older than all my classmates. And this school, we only went there for 1 year. I showed you guys this school in one of my videos. That's the school that I went to when 9/11 happened. But I remember the teacher's name, Mr. Eller, and he was just about to start his, whatever he was going to teach on that day. And the principal came to his door, knocked on his door, and beckoned him to, but he was his eyes, the principal's eyes. I thought Mr. Eller's wife might have passed or something, the way his eyes were just, I can't even explain it now, but he beckoned Mr. Eller out to the hallway. And I'd say they talked out there for about 3 minutes. And Mr. Eller came back through the door and just stood there for a second. And I have never seen a person so pale in my life. He didn't say a word. He did not say a word to any of us. He just went over to the TV, popped it on, and all of us, 9 and 10-year-olds alike, had to witness the second plane hit the South Tower. As a 10-year-old, you don't really comprehend what is going on. All I was thinking really was, oh my gosh, now I won't be able to visit the World Trade Center when I visit New York City. That's what my 10-year-old brain was thinking. But, yeah, so that's... Went home, I remember my mom was upset that they didn't let school out early that day. But as I got older and I watched movies and documentaries and read books about 9/11, you guys, as I've gotten kinder and more empathetic, it's just, I couldn't imagine. I could not imagine, you guys. I couldn't imagine the fear. Like, you guys, I have never been on a plane before, ever. And after 9/11, I'd probably be too afraid to do so. I've never been on a plane. And so, when I was 17, I watched the movie United 93. I remember the year because I also had watched World Trade Center with Nicolas Cage. But I also watched United 93. And you guys, you don't hear a lot about United 93. The Pentagon, New York City, yes. But at the time, I didn't even know that there was a third plane. When I watched that movie, I had no idea what those poor people, but heroes, you guys, they were heroes. That third plane was supposed to hit the White House, and those people, even though they knew they were going to die, took over control from the hijackers. And around the same time, I read the book Let's Roll about Todd Beamer, the one that said let's roll, as they took control from the hijackers. And I remember telling my teacher I had started writing around that time when I was 17, writing a lot. And I was just like, I told her, I said, I have so much going on in my heart right now that I just want to write it all down on paper. And she said, well, do it. So I wrote my first and only short story that I've ever written. And actually, when I put it into a contest, but I would never dreamed that I would win the contest. But I did. The story was called, what was it called? Sweet Angel of Mine. It was a two-person point of view, a mother and a daughter. The daughter's name was Christine. I think the mother's name was Susan. I wish I still had a copy of that story. If you go back to my old videos, I made a video reading it. But I am so proud of that, you guys. Like, I wrote it all down on paper, and then I ended up winning that contest, never dreaming, never even really caring if I won or not. I just wanted to get all those emotions down on paper before it killed me from the inside out. But, and then when I was in my late 20s, I'd say, I read the book, The Last Plane in the Sky. If you guys have never read it, just go into it with kids' gloves, is all I can say. Because it really puts into perspective what people went through that day. It has all different points of like firefighters that lived, husbands and wives of people that passed away. Oh gosh, you guys. It's one of my favorite books, but it makes me cry every single time because it really puts into perspective immensely what people went through and are still going through that day. And then it also talks about the day before when everything was normal. People were going to bed, not even realizing what kind of day, what kind of horrific day that September 11th would be. And it makes me so sad that this generation of children, they're like, what? What's 9/11? What does 9/11 signify? 911? Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, my generation has become part of the history books, you guys, where kids don't even know what you're talking about. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons I wanted to make this video, because I want 9/11 to be remembered and not ignored, because 9/11 was the day that the world changed. Everything has been different since 9/11. You guys, the world is not the same anymore. I remember growing up in the 90s and being carefree and having fun, and it's like 9/11 took all that innocence away and just made it to where you're grieving over people that are strangers. But I can't help it, you guys. I cannot help it. I want to hear about the firefighter that was on the 99th floor but was trying to save a pregnant woman in the stairway. I want to hear about a mother that was under her desk on the 106th floor, calling her children and telling them that she loves them. I want to remember, and I will always remember. I will never forget, ever. If God willing I ever have kids, they will know what happened on 9/11, what kind of world that we lived in before 9/11, and how 9/11 changed everything. And that's another reason why that debate last night between the presidential campaign debate, they were so busy attacking each other that I don't think one of them mentioned 9/11. What? That's why I don't vote, you guys. That's why I don't vote. You're so busy attacking each other that you don't realize that tomorrow's 9/11. Nobody's going to say, oh, all my prayers go out to anybody that was affected by 9/11. Nope. Too busy attacking each other. You guys. But anyways, I just wanted to do this video, make this video, and send all my love and prayers to anyone that may have been affected or is being affected by the events of 9/11. And I love you guys, and I will be talking to you soon. Love you guys. Bye-bye.